do that. Well, you can't go circulate the track at 150 miles an hour if there are other cars on track. So he had the opportunity to do several laps to bring down the temperatures, but my thought is not necessarily repeatable, right? So it might be a benefit to doing that, but it's not repeatable. Like say tomorrow morning, you're not going to be able to do that. So. But I think the goal is it's probably repeatable in terms of if you can get that temperature down, it'll be more like your first run tomorrow. Or maybe your second run if the gap is long enough. So it's doing successive runs if you're losing power. Not ideal in terms of getting a clean read as Newgarden goes out for his clean read. Only car on track. Car number 1 through corner number 1.
And they aborted pretty early in their first go-round today. Let's see what Josef Newgarden, Chevy, and Team Penske have now.
And guys, after a long set of changes back in the garage area, everybody talking about how their cars just had so much understeer for all the Team Penske cars. We'll see if they've gone in the right direction. Talk to Kyle Moyer, who's obviously his job is to oversee Simon Pagenaud, but really to oversee all of the Team Penske cars. He said, we all had the same exact condition and nobody could keep it wide open. We just missed it a little bit. We'll see if we can improve here. So Newgarden's at 229.205. That lap 218.109 for Newgarden.
So still effectively on warm-up laps here.
Well, that would have been the warm-up lap. Now he's hustling it. I was looking at top speed going into turn 1. It looked like he was just clicking 236, back straight 235. I remember Hinchcliffe, I was seeing 237 or 238 earlier this morning on top speed. So this will be the first flying lap from Newgarden.
Wheel 3 there, wheel 3.
Boom. 230.2. I think that's pretty healthy for middle of the day and the temperatures, but that's the first lap. Let's see what the bleed down is and the degradation on the tires looks like.
And Townsend, keep in mind, there's under 3 hours left. People would say, well, that's a lot of time, but it's not a lot of time if you want to make changes and you want to make 4 more clean runs with sticker tires. So that's not a ton of time to be able to do all those things today. So Team Penske trying to get as much done as they can in these final 3 hours with only done 1 run so far.
By the way, it's 2:35 Eastern time. This is almost the exact same time. The fastest qualifier will go out in the Fast 9 on Sunday afternoon if you're looking to equate conditions a little bit.
230.1. Second simulated qual lap for Newgarden. Very consistent on the first 2 laps. So far, way better, Marty, than what we saw on the earlier run, which was frankly aborted and too much understeer and not fast at all.
Yeah, I think they were much happier, and I would say keep an eye on that throttle. Remember, after 2 laps, Newgarden was not able to keep it wide open all the way around the racetrack, and I think this tire degradation, taking care of the tires later in the run, certainly something they're going to focus on. But I think these speeds are much more in the ballpark. That one, 229.735 for Newgarden.
And that despite the track temperatures being significantly higher, which is less favorable. So good to see the reigning champion, IndyCar Series champion, start to find the groove and the rhythm and most importantly the setup to generate the times. This would be the simulated lap 4. Probably back out of it after he crosses start finish. Let's see, comes to the front straight. So 2 at 230, 1 at 229. Lap 4, 228.3. So pretty big bleed off on the 4th lap. But that's consistent with what a lot of the top cars were running earlier.
And again, you're going to see a Chevy do a cool-down lap. Tim Cindric said 1 more time around, but obviously Newgarden out of the throttle here. So,
but I think importantly, Marty. Yeah, 1 more. Importantly for Newgarden and Team Penske, that would put him in the top 9 right now for best consecutive 4-lap averages. So from nowhere to somewhere for sure, and maybe an early indication of how tough it's going to be for some of these pretty quick cars and historically front-running cars to just get into that top 9.
And there are so many contenders, because there would be some you would say, well, they're a lock for the top 9. But when you start doing that, or you would say they should be in the top 9, but you come up with, I haven't done the math yet or counted, but but I'm going to guess I would come up with about 13 or 14 that feel like they should be in the top 9. There are 6 Andretti Autosport cars. There's Jack Harvey. There are 3 Ganassi cars. There are 4 Penske cars. There are 3 Ed Carpenter Racing cars. All of those cars are ones that we would say